The next thing about user coordinate system in 2D drawing is that sometimes when we do the drawing, we may have the angle particularly or dimension respect to the uh, previous line. So assume we want to draw the new line, but everything we have, the dimension or the angle is respect to previous line. So let me do one example. So assume I have a line, and um, so it starts from 0, 0, then and it has a length of, for example, 50, um, and then let me turn off the ortho mode and turn on this. Then I have the line with length of, for example, 20 and angle of let's say that no, let's make it for 30 and angle of that 45 degrees. So now assume I have another line that starts from end of this line here, and for example it is the compared to this line, it has a, let's say, a 15 degrees angle respect to this line. So I know that this line has the angle of 45 degrees. So if I go ahead and add the let me so if I go ahead and add that angle here, so I know that angle is 45 degrees. Now assume I want to draw the line from end of that has the 15 degrees respect to this one. So one way of doing that is that I know if I go ahead and so this line is 45 degrees respect to the horizon. The next one is 15 degrees respect to that, so the next line is gonna have the angle of 60 degrees respect to the horizon. So if I go ahead and draw a line, start from here, and then look at it, it asks me what's the angle respect to the horizon. So assume my length is the length is 20, and then the angle, it asks me what angle do you want it respect to horizon. So I know respect to horizon it's gonna be 60 degrees because it has a 45 degrees here to be similar to be in alignment with that line. Then I have to add another 50 degrees to becomes to have the angle of 15 degrees respect to that line. So I enter 60 and enter again. So now if I add the again the angle between these two lines, you will see that the angle is going to be 15 degrees. So how did I do that again? I know this is 45 degrees and I know this one is 15 degrees respect to this one, so I draw it with 60 degrees respect to horizon. But this is usually not the easiest way of doing that. It's not the way we usually want to do that. So how to do that is like, so let me delete this line. The easiest way of doing the line respect to the previous line is that I will go ahead and type the UCS and bring your coordinate system to end of that line. So I bring the coordinate system to that end of that line. Then I will align the X with this line. So align the X with that line. Just click, and this is gonna be the Y. Click. So this is gonna be my X and Y. Now everything I'm gonna draw is gonna be respect to this new coordinate. So I go back and I start to draw the line. So I start from this point, and I want the length of 20, and the angle I want to be respect to this line, I want it to be 15 degrees. So I enter 15 and so enter 20 and then 15, and you'll see. So now you have, if I go ahead again add the angle, you will see that this is going to be 15 degrees respect to that line. So I can simply move my coordinate system to the end of the line and when I move the coordinate system to the end of the line, then and align the X with that line, then everything I'm gonna draw is gonna be respect to that line. So if I have the angle respect to the previous line, it's just easier to move the coordinate system to new position and then align it with the line, and then all the angle you have or the length you have is going to be respect to that point. And the same here, if for example you want to add another line at the end of that line and you know the angle respect to this new line, again move your coordinate system from here to here and draw the next line. So for example, if I go ahead and say UCS again, and then I can bring my coordinate system to the end of this and draw new line and align the so let me also align the X axis along that line. So I don't know why it doesn't. So and then also align the Y to where it is, and then start from that point, and then if you draw, everything is gonna be there. And when you are done with your drawing, just click on the word so it goes back to its original direction. It's usually it's very helpful way of doing that when you have the shape, and usually when you have the shape, all the angles are going to be given respect to the previous line. And when you're drawing, by just moving your coordinate system to the end of each line and then draw the new line from that new coordinate system, it helps you to draw the complicated drawing relatively easier than keep the user coordinate system at its original location.